Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video, I'm going to go over my PvP teams for this week. Now, there may be some teams duplicated from the last time I did this, but that is the way it's going to go sometimes. But there will be some new teams here as well, so it shouldn't be too long before we basically cover all the basic, nice, powerful teams to cover all the regions. So let's take a look at Bay of Stars first. What am I using for this? Using Persistence, Wand of Stars, and 2 times Lord of Slaughter, because we are restricted to Wargare. You can get away with 1 times Lord of Slaughter if you like in another troop, but this works really, really well. Like Persistence, doing damage to an enemy and a random enemy. If the enemy uses green, deal double damage with a 25% chance to devour a random enemy. So that can just change the tide straight away, even on defense, so it's a bit of a worrying team for somebody to fight against at the same time. Wand of Stars does Wand of Stars stuff, creating loads of elemental stars and generally getting plenty of mana unless it completely fails you. And the Lord of Slaughter creates 6 brown gems, converts all brown gems to Doom Skulls, then inflicts 1 to 2 bleeds and 1 to 2 death marks on random enemies. A lot of people will have this up top, but I'm using this for the Doom Skulls thing mainly, but it does have a 100% chance to ignore armor with skull damage, which can be an absolute game changer when it's in first place as well. But let's see how this goes. Going to be an Elementalist class for this. No real rush to get this team going. It will all happen pretty quickly with the good old Wand of Stars. Usual stuff there. And we're going to go for Snap Freeze, Insulated, Stone Circle, Watery Binding, or should we have Storm Aura? Now let's have a Dust Storm at the start. Rock Solid, more brown, and a Fortitude. Right, let's pop in there. Banner for this one is a Woodland banner for lots of green for the team. Right, let's see how this goes. Just show one battle with each team. Don't want it to be an overly long video. So we'll absolutely grab some of that. It is ready, so we can get the random devour absolutely straight away, of course. Let's see what happens there. We'll chuck it on them because they're ready to go. But we got a random devour, and that is exactly what can happen with Persistence. Very nice indeed. Right, have we got a drop anywhere? We'll take this round because we're going to get a nice skull hit at the same time. But we didn't because obviously we were entangled. I failed to notice that. So let's get that cleansed off. That's where Wand of Stars is super duper crazy useful. Right, should we do Wand again? Going to do a Wand of Stars kind of what to do and what not to do video soon, because a lot of people are saying it's failing for them and they don't trust it anymore. Now, I do think it has changed slightly, but there is certainly a method to its madness about how you go about using it. So, what should we do with this? Should we chuck that on there, gnome thing at the bottom, or should we just cast Wand again and get our Lord of Slaughters up and go mental with them? Right, this is going to be a good one for Lord of Slaughter. There's lots of brown, lots of skulls. Let's take this first. Yeah, that's made it even better for the skulls. Right, go on, do your Slaughtery Lord stuff. Should we bash them out of it, or should we go with this? Enemy and a random enemy, but now we'll do that. And then we can finish them off. So, nice team, and yeah, some people would not fancy fighting out on defense as well. So when I pick my PvP teams, I'm not just always thinking about out-and-out attack. I'm thinking how annoying it would be to maybe fight against as well, because your defense team is basically the same as your attack. Now let's pop over to Winter's Reach. Got to use dragons for this. Wonder who I'm using here for this. Got to go for Wand of Stars, Stellarix, Diamantina, and Essentia. Really good for this. Essentia become a much better troop since Stellarix and Diamantina came along, much more important. All the dragon allies start with 50% mana and summons a light storm at the start of battle, which is yellow. Don't really care about the spell, it's all about that 50% mana start. If you've got 2 times Stellarix, may as well chuck them in. I've only got 1. I may keep it as 1. I've got to look into it, see if it's worth getting 2 or not. But I'm going to go for Stellarix and Diamantina with Wand of Stars on top, because once that gets going, it's going to generate loads of mana for the team most of the time and just end the game pretty quickly. Do you like Geomancer for this? Nice to have that 50% mana start. Gets it going quicker than the other team if they use Elementalist, for example, which a lot of A lot of people do. Then we can have stuff like Impact, Anti-Magic Sphere, Tactician, Rock Solid, get a barrier when we collect a brown, which we do. Stone Mastery, Fortitude. Right, so the banner for this one, the Broken Banner, just gone for a blue and a brown one here. Look for a double drop to try and get that wand up straight away. A Cascade that basically gives you 2 gem matches, one after the other. And what we got, not going to spend too long looking for it. Sometimes, oh, they've got one here, look. Take this purple, gives us yellow at the same time. Now we don't need to cast the Wand of Stars because our Stellarex is already up, but I will take that just in case it gets our Diamantina up, which means you can cast this one. If Stellarex doesn't get charged, Diamantina can finish the job. And on to the next. Aidania is next with a green restriction. I'm going to go for Wonder Stars, Sithrask, Leprechaun and Theodorovich with this. Theodorovich, absolutely amazing troop, simply because of that Holiday Wish. Create a Wish Gem when my turn begins. There's certain folk out there will tell you this troop is no good and basically shouldn't be using it, but basically they haven't got the bandwidth, if you know what I mean, to know how to use it properly. But yeah, it's absolutely awesome. A Wish Gem has basically an 80% chance to work entirely in your favour. When you explode or destroy a Wish Gem, then 5 things can happen, and 4 out of 5 of them are completely in your favour. You'll either get full mana for 1 of your troops, full mana for 2 of your troops, full mana for 3 of your troops, or full mana for all of your troops. Or the only thing that can work against you is you get all mana for all your troops and all the enemy. But either way, it's absolutely awesome in a team like this, because that will create a Wish Gem when the game begins. If one of those Wish Gems is next to a green gem, we will absolutely pick that up with Leprechaun and have a chance to charge up our team instantly. If it charges up Sithrask, we can just kill someone absolutely straight away. And if failing that, we can cast Wand of Stars. So yeah, really cool. And we shall have a plain old +2 Dwarven banner for this. And we'll be in the Tidecaller class, because a lot of Stellarex teams around. Really good to submerge yourself when you take damage. That way we can't take multiple lots of that. Can go for stuff like Snap Freeze, Insulated, Anti-Magic Sphere, Mana Source, Deluge, really good. Submerge a random ally on 4 or 5 gem matches. Water Mastery and Eternal Summer. So let's jump in then. The Wish Gem will appear if it's next to a green. There's a very high chance it's going to be, because just with a small smattering of green everywhere, then because the explosion of the green takes out all the gems around it, it covers most of the board. So there we go, we got that straight away. Let's cast that. And there we go, Sithrask is up. Most dangerous troop, Stellarex gone. See you later. From this apparently terrible troop, just because certain people are lacking the bandwidth, as I said, to use it. Right, so even though this Wish Gem here isn't actually next to a green, so we're not going to pick it up on the next round, there's 2 ways you can go about it, because our terrible troop Theodorovich charged Leprechaun as well, or Leprechaun got charged as well. You can still cast Leprechaun, exploding those green, taking out all these gems, and probably charging up Sithrask again. Or you can go Wand of Stars and do it that way. But Leprechaun is guaranteed, so we'll do that. And there we go, we're charged up again. Yep, they got charged, but too late, because Wand of Stars is now absolutely gone. There's our Wish Gem next to the green gem again. We can cast Wand of Stars this time. High chance of taking it out with those colours. Didn't work, but Sithrask still got charged. It's like, even when things go wrong, things go right, if you know what I mean. It's one of those rather cool teams, and poor Leprechaun's left trying to mop up the pieces, but it's not going to do him any favours. He's pretty much done for, unfortunately. See ya, mate. And on to the next. Ancient Khet Mech. Mech restriction. Who we're going for on this? Bork. 2 times Tina 9000 and a Wand of Stars. Mechanist given a 50% mana start for all Mech allies. Gonna go for Serendipity. Vanguard is good. Tactician is good. Mentor. Banishment. And Armor Plating. +2 brown banner again for this, because all our troops use a brown. So very straightforward. So we're going to charge our Bork, destroys magic +1 gems, then creates 3 bomb gems, and then that's going to charge up Tina really quickly because of that 50% mana start, and then just unleash Tina ×2. Good thing about having Wand at the bottom is basically it'll pick up any extra mana which these troops up the top fail to pick up if they overspill, and will also pick up the extra purple and whatever other colour it is which we don't use on the other troops. Nice easy team to use as well, and sort of team again. People would be a bit worried about facing Tina like this as a defence. There's our Bork. Let's do this destruction of a bunch of gems. Both Tinas are up, look. Let's take these 4 matches first, otherwise the AI will take them. Check around for no more 4 matches, and so Tina, do your Tina bashing stuff. Cast both Tinas back to back, bound to get 1 or 2 kills. Cast with Bork. Bork will fill up. Could have taken that green then, really. That should have been a bit more sensible, but oh, it's too late for the Tina. It's too late, it's all over. Bar the inevitable shouting. Dominator. What's next? So that's that row done up top. Central Spire. Going for the good old, much hated Wand of Stars, Stellaryx, Tax Shaka. Just good to get these things done nice and quick sometimes. Don't need much explaining. Wand of Stars fills up Stellaryx, and Tax Shaka does loads of true damage and can target the troops, which basically go submerged. Some people are, are catching on that the way to defeat Stellaryx or avoid the damage from Stellaryx is to submerge and have Aquaticus in their team, something like that. So when that happens, Stellaryx just kicks air, but Tax Shaka doesn't have that problem because it can still target those submerged troops. So really, really cool. Right, we've got this Wand of Stars up. I don't need a cleanse. There's a lot of purple and yellow on there, so I'm going to cast the second option instead. This is where some people actually go wrong with Wand of Stars. They actually select the wrong option sometimes when there's more chance of it going right if you actually choose the second option. And if your Stellaryx recharges, it will be very, very straightforward. Murderer. It's not nice. Southwild with a purple restriction is next. Let's see what we got there. Oh, that's interesting. That's the same team that I used before I switched it around a bit. I did have this exact lineup of Stellaryx, Wand of Stars, String Fiddler and Leprechaun in my team. I put a String Fiddler there just because it's just good for messing up the enemy team when the AI uses it, because the AI will cast this kind of thing when it gets charged, and because it silences an enemy if it goes on Wand of Stars, that is a really good way of shutting up the Wand of Stars, and it gains an extra turn at the same time. But I did switch it around a bit. I do like Wand of Stars up top with Stellaryx, Zolgoth and Leprechaun, but I'm going to change the class back to Geomancer for this. Prefer it this way around. When I face Elementalist teams, a 50% start gives you a much better chance of getting charged first, and as I explained in a recent video about why Elementalist class is not the powerhouse it used to be on defense when you get to pick Wand of Stars in a team, then yeah, I'm much happier fighting a Elementalist team with a 50% mana start and not using Elementalist, because you get charged so quick. Chances are we'll get going before they do. We can cast Wand of Stars, we can get a cleanse, we can get going much before they do, and see what happens. Right, so how much green is there? It's quite a little bit of green, but we'll absolutely take that anyway. Oh, and that's already got our Stellaryx up. We don't have to worry about it. It is pretty much over by the inevitable shouting. Any more 4 matches going on? Oh yeah, one of them. And Stellaryx will finish off. And next up we have Geheron with a brown restriction. Did I go for Theodore again on this? Yeah, I think I did. Yes, Theo! Love that wish gem. With 2 times Sithrask, aka Janet. These work really well with 2 of them, because basically you just kill an enemy, create 6 cursed gems which are brown, 6 yellow giant gems, and 6 fairy fire gems which are green. all colours which Sitharask uses. So with 2 of them, if you cast one and you don't get any matches and the second one is ready to cast, because it creates the same gems again, the chances are very high chance you're going to get stacks of mana and maybe charge them both up at the same time, which is really cool. So we're going to use Mountain Crusher for this, just show a variation on how you use this team, because you can use Wand of Stars, but I do like it with Mountain Crusher because it is absolutely guaranteed. Rather than Wand of Stars, you can wing it a bit, hope you're going to take out one of those Wish Gems. But with this, you can see if you've got a brown next to a Wish Gem, you absolutely will take it out. Standard Geomancer set of champion talents for this. See, it's there at the moment, but that's okay because we've got to get our weapon up first anyway. Wouldn't mind a bit more brown on the screen to help that out, actually. Let's do it this way. The Doom Skull will actually take out that Wish Gem. And that charged up our Sitharask. So we've got 2 of them up. Let's get rid of their Stellarix first. Had a bit of luck with that, but we're still going to be alright. Go on, you do your stuff. It'll do you no good. Let's take out their wand. There we go. Extra turn. See you later, Draking. Sitharask is charged up. See you later, whoever that was at the bottom. Where to next? Oh, over here first. Nearly missed out. Mist of Scales. Mist of Scales. I wonder who this could possibly be. 3 times Tack Shagger and Scale Guard Protector. Scale Guard Protector exploding. Magic +1 red gems. Granting a random status effect to all Naga allies. Then summon a Naga troop. So if things go wrong and we lose our Tack Shagger, we get a Naga, which deals an enormous amount of true damage to an enemy and a random enemy. Then creates a mix of blue and green gems, so the blue can feed into it, helping it do it again. Right, I don't seem to have a thing for this, a class. Let's just go in. Do we need... Should we go an element list for this, just for a bit of fun? Why not? Line banner is okay. Yep, that's good. +2 blue, -1 yellow is fine. Just going to charge up Tack Shaka, who charges itself up most of the time with 3 of these because of the way that awesome third trait works. That create a ×3 wild card when my turn begins. You get 3 of them. Oh, we've been death marked. That's a bit cheeky. Hopefully we'll get the job done before any of that comes into play. Right, so here we go. We are absolutely ready, but we'll take that because it's there. Thank you very much. No need to cast that yet. Can do though, because it will probably guarantee we get a second one up, and we get the status effects at the same time. Let's do that just for effect. Ordinarily, you would just cast this though and just start demolishing stuff straight away, and just rip through the enemy, and nice and fast. Job is done. This is a no holds barred kind of video, by the way. Some people thinking, you know, I haven't got 3 Tack Shackers, that's not very useful to me. But if you got 2 will still be really effective, and just, you know, roll with it that way. It's nice to feel unleashed sometimes, just being able to do any teams that I like without, you know, having no mythic restrictions, which I do on most of my other videos. What have we got here? What was this one anyway? Didn't look. Ah, Sin and Maraj. Yeah, it was a tricky little team to put together because it wasn't, you know, fantastic bunch of troops to pick from. I've gone for 2 times Lust. Charm a random enemy when an ally dies is actually really useful. And the thing is, a lot of these PvP teams we're fighting, ooh, excuse me, they're buffing up their teams quite a lot, giving themselves a really high attack and things like that. So having Lust on your team actually really works against them, because if you will charm an enemy as part of a spell, as well have a chance to transform them into a succubus or incubus, but also that charm a random enemy when an ally dies. If she dies, for example, then that can actually work against the enemy team quite a lot, especially if they've given themselves a huge amount of attack. So we're going to have Bane of Gods as well. Explode 55 purple gems, give a random status effect to all Sin of Maraj allies, then has a summon. So we can pop that into first place if we lose our Lust, but remember we've still got another Lust there. So we'll still charm a random enemy when an ally dies if we lose that summoned troop. So this is why it's good to have 2 lusts. Eclipsos is going to chip in with a lot of damage to all, convert 5 brown gems to brown dragon gems with a 10% chance for an extra turn, boosted by those brown gems. Going for Elementalist class for this. Standard set of champion talents with the Spider banner, going for a +2 green, +1 purple, -1 red. Let's jump in. So what have we got straight away? Well, our troop up top is nearly ready. Take that. Have a look around first, see what we've got going on. See if there's any benefit to taking a match first rather than cast our spell. Do like to get the weapon up. Oh, there's somebody that's generated a wish gem up there. Who's doing that? Anyway, get some purple and green, so I think I'll indulge myself in a bit of that malarkey. Right, let's see if we can have a laugh and transform someone and do a bit of damage at the same time. Didn't get to transform. All good. Right, so there's our explode gems thing. Let's do that. Stacks of mana for the team. But they got charmed when that happened, so I don't mind that happening in a way. It can actually work against them. Let's get this summon going on. Let's do our damage with Eclipsos. Let's cast this again. Eclipsos is up again, and we end up with 4 troops still. So yeah, that scenario pretty much happened perfectly in a way. Obviously you don't ordinarily want to lose your top troop, but the fact is when she did die, we got that charm thing when she dies, which is really, really cool. Does a lot of damage to the enemy team, softening them up. We get the summon with the weapon, the bane of whatever it was, and then finish off with Eclipsos. And what do we have next? We have a Summer Isle. Is this the last one? Yes, it is. Mystic. Lots of different ways to go about this. What did I go for? I went for a good old basic Wander Stars 2x Queen Bee and Aquaticus team. You're going to face a lot of Queen Bee teams when you do this kind of battle. So again, kind of a mixture between a good attack team and a team which is going to be good when the AI takes over it for defense is Aquaticus, because submerge all allies when matching 4 or more gems is really cool. Queen Bee will just be buzzing around, sticking her stingy prong in everywhere and just missing non-stop because we are all submerged. Geomancer again for this. Queen Bee is going to be the damage dealer, doing 9, creating 9 green and brown gems, then creating a load of true scatter damage with independent 40% chances to gain an extra turn and half your mana back. Right, my voice is going a bit cranky. I need a drink. Haven't had a cup of tea for like nearly 15 minutes. And trust me, that's a long time in my tea world. Usually have one here by my side, but there's not one there. Right, let's go, Wand. Come on. See, they've got done the Aquaticus thing as well, see? This is where we can curse the enemies. Then we can go with our wand. Oh, they got it again, did they? Yeah, you do that. Right, let's take out Aquaticus first. With a couple of bee casts. Then let's cast this on Curse. Take away that Submerge. And then finish them off. So that's the teams I'm using this week for a PvP. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to bash that like and subscribe button. It's not going to be a forever weekly video. It'll just be one that comes along every few weeks or so, basically when enough teams change to actually justify another video, because sometimes you'll be able to use exactly the same teams as was there before, apart from maybe just 1 or 2, and it's not worth making a video just for that. But there it is the video for these PvP teams. If you enjoyed it, it'd be really cool if you bashed that like and subscribe button. It really does help. But most of all, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again next time. Bye for now.